Welcome to the Future Proof Leader Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jessica Raypatch. I'm co-founder of Twin Legacy Solutions. Today, I'm excited to welcome Jean Templin, CEO of NIAC, who brings a powerful perspective as we explore today's topic, coaching and consulting trends in 2026. Jean, we're honored to have you. Thanks for
Thank you.
coming today. I'd love to kick things off with just you telling us a little bit about who you are, what you do, what your company does.
Sure. I'm Jean Templin. I'm the CEO and founder of NIAC. And at NIAC, we are building a first real-time relationship coaching system that is powered by Gen AI and psychology. So it's really where psychology and AI come together to help sales teams actually perform better because sales in its basic is really a decision that is made by the buyer, and it is both based off of knowledge and emotion. And so this is really where we're focused on helping people increase revenue and reduce ghosting, reduce non-decisions that happens in the pipeline. And we're doing it real time, which is really different perspective. So Gen AI now has the compute power to actually do a lot of these processes in real time versus 7 days afterwards when you go in for a review and you don't even remember the call anymore, and then you're being coached on something that you absolutely don't. So we're really leaning in on the ability to coach in real time.
Wow, that's so cool. That's new. I haven't heard this before. Thanks for the introduction. I'm sure we'll learn about it more as we go through the podcast. So let's dive into the first question. So what are the biggest shifts you're seeing in the coaching and consulting industry as we move into 2026?
Some of the things we're hearing from CROs is that relationship selling is back, right? AI is powering a lot of the research and the knowledge that can be found on products. And really, when you're coming into a call now, so when you're actually stepping into a call, your sales team, the buyer has done a lot of research on you already, right? And you can't come in cold, you have to come in prepared. And so what's really happening is you're building those relationships, right? And you're really understanding the buyer. And it's not this straight line where you're going from A to B to C. You're doing more a tango, and you have to be more adaptive in your sales plays to make it actually work. So that's where this real-time coaching comes in. And it's more about how do you do your emotional intelligence part of it, which is how do you understand the buyer and read the room? In layman's term, it's kind of like, how are you reading the signals that the buyer's telling you? And I think that's really important now, and that's getting layered into tech stacks. And it's not saying that you pull out your older coaching systems. Some people still keep those, but it's a new and improved way because it's more expensive to get people to get the meetings booked now, right? And when you're there, because of the fact that the buyer has done it, it's kind of like you get one chance, right? You want to actually bring in all the tools to make you as effective and efficient as you can in that meeting. So meeting economics and meeting efficiency is really important.
So it sounds like it's almost like an analyzer inside your
Yeah.
sales call. Is that correct?
Correct. So it joins the sales call and you'll see it. And when I do mine, it's called Claire. I named mine Claire. And then we have a real-time panel that's on the side that is like an overlay over top, or you can put it on your other screen depending on how you work. And it's giving you, it's reading the room essentially for you. It's showing you if you're building rapport, credibility, and confidence in the seller. And then it's helping guide the call as to help you increase those. So things like you have to know information about your product. So we'll hint on product information, FAQs, and any kind of objections. We'll help with playbook stuff as needed. And then we layer in where we're the experts really is the emotional intelligence piece.
Wow. So does it read body language?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. So the shift that you're seeing is that there's so many tools that are out there.
Yeah, there's still humans on the other. When you actually get on a call, right? The AI can help in generating the leads and maybe even putting them in a meeting. But when you get on the call, that's really where the human to human connection is happening. I think Forrester calls it an AI co-seller. That's basically what we're helping you do, right? We're that coach, we're that best person sitting there with you, but at scale, right? So we're basically at scale, can be in every call and analyzing and helping and guide. Do you see they leaned in like this and they're doing this, or they're back like this? So we're reading, and it's not just the body language or the facial recognition, it's also the voice. It's a lot of signals coming off the back of the calls that are working in conjunction with context. It's not you can just see somebody smile and think that that's good because smile could be bad too. It really comes about from the context, right? So, yes.
There's a lot that goes into it. That's
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so how are client expectations changing? And what are coaches underestimating about these changes in 2026?
I think what's happening is CROs, people are looking at their go-to-market stacks and they're really saying, everyone's trying to put AI and figure out where they can optimize with AI, right? And I kind of see it, there's two pieces of the puzzle, right? There's getting the meetings, which is one thing. And then once you have a meeting, this is really where we come in. And there's lots of tools to get go to market to get the meeting. It's like lead gen, it's, AI automation, all these things that are happening over here. And I think people are trying to figure out what they need in their stack to make that happen, right? Some people have purchased everything under the sun, and some people are being very picky on where this is. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to see consolidation of tools, which you're starting to see, right? Not everybody needs everything, but there are going to be key pieces like a real-time AI co-sellers, which are newer, that are going to start to take off, right? And really putting those in the sales process and optimizing and helping that salesperson and it being the salesperson's best friend, their
Yeah.
hero, and then also helping, the sales managers be able to coach all those at scale. And, what we see with stuff is once trust is built, you can kind of pick and choose, like from the sales management side, is you can come in and help. It's a red flag to say, hey, this one's falling, come in and help. So it really gives pinpoints and it can help in the future even predict revenue. Think about how what's happening in the disrupt in the go to market channel is AI is starting to do a lot more things. There's research agents on the buying side, right? And all those 200 signals that you may be monitoring in your RevOps side of the house no longer exists because it's a bot or it's an agent doing it. Things are shifting more into the website so AEO can work. There's a lot of confusion, which you probably would agree with, right? People are trying to figure it out, and there will be a new kind of tech stack in many ways. And we have our theories on what's going to happen and who's going to win. And there's like these vertical plays, and then there'll be very very deep or horizontal plays, and then there'll be very deep vertical plays, which the sales is a deep vertical play.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's a lot of confusion. We get a lot of CEOs, directors on our podcast, and a lot of the direction that we're hearing right now as we start 2026 is that people definitely understand they have to lean into AI systems to succeed moving forward. They just don't quite know how to do it or what to do. There's like a new system comes out every day. Like you said, it's constantly evolving. So just doing the research to make sure what's going to give them the biggest ROI? What do they need to cut down on time in their business? What could they use to leverage the best for business operations? So yes, I
I
agree.
think people are also afraid like it's going to take away their jobs, right? Like that's
Well,
the
right,
of
right.
it. So that's where we come in and we're like, look, we're not looking to take away your jobs. We're just trying to make the human to human connection stronger. And
Yeah,
that's really what we do. And that's a really good place for people to kind of start, where it's not, hey, I no longer need this, or I can see how AI can really help me because it's doing these things for me and helping me while I'm in a call. And it's making me better versus making me not have a job in the future. And I think people are afraid of these things, but I think what we're really, really focused on is that human to human connection. And
right.
those are things that are not going to be automated away because until there's a bot or an agent buying, then an agent can sell it, right? Like, but
Right.
it's too big of risks and change management within companies that are happening when you actually buy certain things, right? It's not just I'm buying a pencil. That's different. We're not in the transactional world. We're talking about, high value kind of software or other sales that require that human to human trust.
Yeah, I think leveraging AI is definitely the way to go. Our company is an AI company, but we always push the leveraging side instead of the
Yep.
replacement side. Replacing functions so that you can resource, or I guess realign your resources to
Right.
optimize your operations.
Right.
That's kind of where you should go, right? There's a lot of people that don't really understand how to read body language. If you're in the sales arena, that's huge. If you have a company, you kind of have to be a sales rep whether you want to or not. You have to be a representative of your company, put your brand out there. And if you don't know how to read people, that's something that you need to learn, a skill you can learn. what better to do that live during a meeting with someone telling you, essentially an AI coach on the side, giving you all these pointers. Let's say you don't land the sale, you just learned a whole bunch of knowledge for the next one.
in the moment, and you would
Yep.
see exactly when it's happening versus remembering it like a week later when you're reviewing
Yes.
the call, right?
Agreed.
And I think there's always been this argument that cognitively you cannot process all that, but the way that we're actually doing it and the way people actually have seen it is we're not asking you to read 5,000 pieces. Like if you look at the gaming industry, they figured out how to do that very well, and we kind of benchmark against some of that, right? And also how people can have 1,000 different blinking things, but yet they're still playing the video game and making it work. There's a way, and there's you can actually input, take in data and it not impact the flow of the conversation, right? Just like
Yeah.
you can take in data and use your controller to change things in the game. So it's there. It's just you have to understand the psychology behind all of it, right? And the cognitive loads and how much information should be presented and when and how big is you don't want it to be a text this big somebody has to read through. It's not going to work, right? And everybody's kind of different in how much they can take in and making your interactions configurable to some of the different ways that people and understanding them. And so everything we do, even in our designs and everything, it's all about this cognitive load, especially on the live panel, right? And some
Yeah.
people, like they say, gamers can take in so much data, other people can't, right? And it really comes down to where are you in that spectrum? And I'm more like I can't have 10,000 things blinking at me. I'm
Yeah.
kind of like I want to tell me the hints and tell me what to do or give me help me, right?
Yeah.
Versus 52 blinky things. But everybody's different. Yeah, and so I agree. And I'll say this. I'm a founder. I'm doing founder led sales, which I think everybody does when you come out of the gate. My background is product. I've built a lot of products. I've sat on a lot of sales calls and I have been in the channel for years. And so I've seen this pain point and I have too struggle with it. It's not as if everybody, I'm like this magic. No, I struggle with it myself, especially when you go from personalities to personalities, right? That is one thing we take into consideration in our, we actually pull disc profiles on people before we start and ocean profiles to kind of look at who you are and how you like to be communicated. And I'm sure you have experienced it. You will feel great connection with some people right out of the gate and
Yes.
you'll just feel something else. And so it's that matching, it's that understanding, and then trying to help you adjust because you'll have a great call maybe, or you feel like you have a great call and you get ghosted. And sometimes you know you're just going to get ghosted because there's no connection. So we're adjusting, and every call's different, which is
Yeah.
why it's not a script, right? It can't be a script because the person at the other side is unique in many ways.
Yeah, I love that. No, you're right. I do many podcasts a day sometimes, and it's night and day sometimes. Talking to people with different personalities, some are more introverted, some are casual talkers. It's an easy flow conversation, but yeah, and sales is not a strong point for me. I actually prefer just to do operations myself. But yeah, pitching and all that stuff is it's a skill that you can't learn overnight either. It's definitely an
It's
evolving thing
hard.
over
It's, I
time.
mean, this tool could be used in pitching, right? Like
Yeah.
understanding if, and I've been on and I've pitched and I've had people turn off their cameras and they'll be like, nope, enough. You know, you see some, you probably seen some things. I've seen some things and
Yep.
it's just interesting. And I think even, this tool could be used for that. It's not optimized for that, but it could be used even for many other use cases that we have people asking. HR is another one, right? Like, and when I'm
Oh,
doing,
for sure.
but our first out of the gate is to go after that sales side of it.
I was actually thinking about that. When you said psychology, I was like, how cool would that be if in actual psychology, psychologists using a tool like this to analyze patients as they talk to them, read their body language. I know they're trained to do that. That's what they go to school for.
It's
But
at scale. Right now,
yeah,
you're putting your psychologist in the call in many ways, right? And
yeah,
plus with a lot of sales knowledge, a psychologist with a lot of sales knowledge in our
yeah,
case, a psychologist with a lot of insert whatever knowledge you want. We can update it for any industry, right? And that's how the platform's being built. And then they have the information to to coach to the next level. So that what we'll call emotional intelligence is what they call that layer, right? The
Right.
psychologist is the emotional intelligence layer. And then we have information about the sales play that we can surface. We have information about frequently asked questions on product and objections we can surface too. So it's basically a system that has it all in one place. And you might see some other real-time coaches and they'll just be objection handling, or they'll just be how to answer questions about the product. That's great, but you need all of it. You can answer the question on the product, but did that seller believe you is
Yeah.
completely different than just answering it, right?
Oh, for sure.
So, and that's really where we see the value is that emotional intelligence layer, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is very intriguing. I like it. It's very cool. Now, with this AI, I know you've been out there with this new system. Do clients care if AI is involved, or do they just care about outcomes? Like, what have you been seeing in the marketplace? Because you
I
have
think
AI
for
products.
us that they're not as afraid because it's helping the human get stronger. So that is very different play than I'm going to replace you or even optimize your operations.
Yeah.
So people are gravitating towards it more. Outcome is also important. So we actually really want working with sales reps so that they love it. So if you've ever worked in sales, they'll sometimes the tools will come top down and then you just never do it. And it's like you're using all these other tools or shadow IT over here basically to do your job. We want this to really help them do their job and them love it. If they love it and it produces the output for the sales management too, of course, it's going to, from our initial uh, output from the clients we have, we're seeing twice as many deals go through the funnel, right? That
Yeah.
get through the beginning stages because you're building that trust. You
Yeah.
have to build trust, or people, you're just going to ghost them. I've done it. I'm sure you've done it on calls where you're like, oh no, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. I'm not even going to bother
Right.
to take another
Yes.
call.
Definitely
Right.
been there. Yes.
So I think, it's two level. It makes that salesperson feel great and they get closer to quota. It
Yeah.
makes the sales manager understand how to train them a little bit better and also where to step in on the deals as needed. And so it's a win-win for both sides. That's really what we're trying to do. Another tool where they're forced to use a CRM that they never actually go into, you know.
Right. Right. Oh,
So
no, this is very useful. Well, thanks again for being our guest. Before we turn in, where can we find you?
So we offer a 30-day free trial, so you can come and try us out for free. You go
Oh,
to nayak.ai and hit download start, and you'll start off for free for 30 days. It's very simple. All we need you to get started is we hook to your calendar, and it will start working in the next call. Our go to market engineering and agents go out and create all the tools you need to get started, which is a huge, huge benefit because that stuff usually takes 5 to 8 weeks to turn up, but we're doing it for you instantly. And then, if you want to follow us on socials, I'm on LinkedIn, Jean Templin, JeanTemplin. Nyack's also on LinkedIn. We also have presence on Instagram and also on TikTok and on our YouTube channel. So please follow us, both myself and or Nyack, and we're out there. But again, 30-day free trial. Give it a whirl. We'll let you try it out for free. And it is, again, as simple as connect your calendar. Everything starts. And in your next call, we'll be there with you, coaching you.
well, I'm doing it. I can tell you right now. Like I said, sales is not my favorite, so I'm going to try this for sure. So, Jean, thank you again for joining us today, sharing your insights, your very cool tool. I'm excited to try it myself. So, to our listeners, thank you so much for spending your time with us today on the Future Proof Leader. We appreciate you being part of the community, and we will see you next time. Bye, Jean.
Thank you. Bye bye.